Okay, today we are going over section 12.2 and the essential question is how do you find the surface area of a three-dimensional shape? Today we are going to be looking at prisms and cylinders only. So we're going to start with some vocabulary words, and the first one is lateral faces. And the lateral faces, we're talking about only prisms, and the sides, they are the sides that are not bases, so they're always parallelograms. In this first example right here, we have a square prism that I've drawn, and the lateral faces are the top, the bottom, and both sides. They go around the shape, okay? And they are perpendicular to the bases, okay? The second word is the lateral edges, and those are the corners that connect the bases of a prism. So the lateral edges are these corners that go around this one in the back that we can't see, it's dotted, this one down here on the ground, and this one up here in the air. So there are 4 lateral edges, okay, in this particular shape. What we're learning today is how to find the surface area of these types of shapes, and what we have to do is we have to add all the areas of each individual face. Alright, so we're going to take a look at a couple examples that I have down here on the bottom. I'm going to adjust my paper right away here so that we can see those. Okay. So here I have 2 shapes. I don't know if that's going to be quite enough. Okay, so here we go, and we have a square prism just like I had up above, and we have a length of 5, a height of 4, and a width of 3. And to find the surface area of this, I have to find the area of each individual side. So I'm going to first start with the top, and the top is this shape right here. So this is 3, this measurement, and this measurement is 5. So my top area is 3 times 5 or 15. The bottom, I see, since this is a rectangle, is exactly the same dimension. It's 3 wide, 5 long. The front is this part right here, and that's 3 by 4, which is 12. In the back is the same. The left side here is 5 long by 4 high, and I got that by looking over here. And the right side is exactly the same. Okay? To find the total surface area, I need to add all these things up. So I get 30 with these 2, 24 with these 2, and 40 with these 2. These 2 give me 70, and this is 80, 94 units squared. Okay? Looking over here, this is a triangular prism, and to find the surface area, I have to find the area of each face. So I have triangles for the top and bottom, and keeping in mind that the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So I'm going to look at this bottom triangle here, and I have the base times the height divided by 2, not 5, 2. I get 5 units. The bottom will also be the same, 5 units. Now the front is a rectangle here, okay? So it's 5 by 5. It doesn't look 5 by 5, but we have to go by the measurements that are on the shape. Now I have left side back and right side back here because the backs just kind of go at a slant. So this back is 3 by 5. And this back is also 3 by 5 because it's an isosceles triangle. If it was not isosceles, they could be different. Okay? So here I have 30. Here I have 10, so that's going to give me 40. 50, 65 units squared. Okay? Alright, we're going to turn this paper over and try looking at a cylinder. Okay, so here you can see a cylinder is a solid with circular bases that are parallel. Okay? And the way that you draw one of these is that you draw an oval to begin with. Okay? So when I was drawing this, let me take my paper down quick. I just drew an oval. Alright? And then on the sides, I drew some sides straight down that were parallel and congruent. And I connected them with a dotted line in the back and a solid line in the front, producing that same oval that was on the top. Okay? If I were to lay this flat, I would have a circle on the top and a circle on the bottom and a big long rectangle. This portion of my rectangle has to fit all the way around this circle to produce my cylinder. So this length is going to be the same thing as the circumference of the circle, which is pi times diameter, or 2 pi r. Okay? And then we have the height of our shape, which is along the outside here. Remember that finding the area of a circle is pi r squared. Okay? And this rectangle here is going to be your lateral area. It's the area that goes around the outside. So to find the surface area, we have to find the area of the bases, and remembering that there's 2 of them. So we're going to do 2 times pi r squared. Okay? This is going to give us 32 pi, because 4 squared is 16, and 16 times 2 is 32. I then have to find the lateral area. And the lateral area is going to be the circumference of this circle. So I'm going to find the diameter is 8. It's going to be 8 pi. And I'm going to multiply by the height, which is 6. 6 times 8 is 48, so I'm going to get 48 pi. When I add these two things together, I'm going to get 80 pi units squared. This is going to be my exact answer. And if I wanted an approximate answer, I would just multiply that on my calculator. So I'd get my handy dandy calculator out, and I'd punch in 80 times pi, and I would get 251.32 units squared. Okay? Remember, when we're working with circles, an exact and an approximate answer, the only difference is the exact, you leave the pi and you don't multiply it through, and an approximate answer, you multiply pi through and round your answer. Now, most of these shapes were pre-drawn and you didn't get a chance to see how I drew them, so I'd like to turn this paper over and we'll practice drawing a few shapes. If I can get this tape undone. Let's see here. Okay. So now I have this clean sheet of paper, and we're going to practice drawing some of these shapes. So to draw a rectangular prism, you first draw a rectangle, leaving the right side and the bottom dotted. And then you want to go off to the side, so I'm going to go way off to the side, and I'm going to draw another rectangle the exact same size and shape. Okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to join the coordinating or corresponding vertices. Okay? So we're going to join vertice 1 with vertice 1 with a solid line. Okay? And a ruler comes in super handy here. Okay? I'm going to join vertice 2 and 2 with another solid line, because this completes the top of my shape. I'm going to join vertice 3 and 3 with a dotted line, because this is going to be behind my shape and I'm not going to be able to see it. And then a solid line with these two remaining vertices. Okay? And it's just that easy. To try a triangular prism, the first thing I do is I draw a triangle, and keeping all lines solid, I just draw that triangle. And then I draw a parallel line down from each of these. And this is going to be the bottom of my shape, so I'm going to just make a solid line over. And then I'm going to draw a dotted triangle. And I'm going to join these vertices with a dotted line because it's behind my shape. Okay? And there you have a triangular prism. A cylinder, since you didn't get me to see me draw that, is I start with an oval. I have to get some lead in my pencil, I see. So I start with an oval, and I draw these lines straight down. And then I join the back part of my oval with a dotted line and the front with a solid line. Okay? And there I have an oval. Now today's homework is homework number 2. And it happens to be on page 806. Numbers 1, 3 through 16, 19, 20, 22, 25, and 28. Thank you, and I hope this lesson was helpful.